Hello everyone, Burb here. Just got home from my flight. We are back on normal audio and they just released the March schedule. It's almost like it's perfect timing. So here we go. The biggest news is they have slowed down the schedule a little bit. February went by very fast. They sped it up by a couple weeks. March is only sped up by about a week and a half. And I think this is because they want to stagger the Trackblazer release with the Aquarius Cup. So anything you've seen on like uma.moe is about 2 to 3 days too fast. We have all the dates here from the actual post. So let's begin. This is the Twitter post. If you just want to pause here and look at it, completely understand, feel free to it. That's also right on the Uma Musume Twitter. But we will be going through today the events and the banner releases in March. And we're just going to go through them one by one. So quickly, Aquarius Cup is coming very soon. March 2nd is now the registration date. It is confirmed, which means that March 6th is going to be our first actual day of races. And then that means that, you have your 4 days of races plus your actual your registration period, and March 12th will be the end of Aquarius Cup. Notably, Trackblazer is going to release most likely on the second part of the first anniversary when the actual Narita Top Road banner releases, which means that Trackblazer and Aquarius Cup will not overlap whatsoever if this schedule holds. If they try to do something weird with Trackblazer, it could overlap, but right now, at the very worst, we're looking at a 1-day runtime to mess with Aquarius Cup, but it seems like they are just taking the community suggestion and just stalling for a couple of days to make sure all the CMs are just not on the same timings as the new scenario releases. So they're trying to preserve Aquarius Cup. This is the Dirt CM. If you haven't started making it, I did make a guide for it, but that takes you about 10 minutes. But this is the biggest news, and it's honestly quite a breath of fresh air because we won't have to be really building any UMAs in Make a New Track in the Make a New Track scenario for this CM. We can just keep it, and just Pisces will be the actual first Trackblazer CM. All right, the first anniversary. I don't have really the information on this. There's plenty of videos out there talking about what the first anniversary is, but basically there's now 4 parts. March 2nd is the first part. March 12th is the second part, which will have the Narita Top Road banner, I believe. And March 23rd is the third part, and March 26th is the fourth part. I believe the fourth part will be the one that gives you the free guaranteed SSR ticket. And then, of course, you can buy the SSR, another SSR guaranteed and 3-star UMA guaranteed for the first anniversary. On March 12th, we will be getting another career story event called Flapping Run Up. This will be very close, almost exactly the same mechanics as the current Patisserie with Aishin Flash and Mahona Bourbon Valentine event that we have right now. This is a career story event. It may be a little more difficult because Make a New Track runs are definitely longer, so the casual players may actually be pressing that button that gives the double points on this scenario, but I believe it'll be exactly the same mechanics as before. There will be 2 paid banners on March 16th, growing all the way through the end of the month. These are all SSR and UMA banners. Do not get baited by their graphics. They will give you any SSR, and they will give you any 3-star UMA that has ever been released, including the stock UMA. So depending on how many UMAs and SSRs that you have, you may get a duplicate. You could get your 7th copy of Kiddos in Black, and you will have to cleat it. So I may do a guide on, what are your odds, but I don't know. These are kind of just, hey, if you have 1,500 credits and you just want to blow it and just get the little dopamine hit of getting an SSR, here they are. They're not really the best value in the world, but they are pretty decent. We are getting legend races starting March 23rd. Takian will be getting hers first, followed by Narita Taishin and Narita Bryan. Notably, Narita Taishin is an incredible end closer, honestly, possibly the best one in the game, and Narita Bryan is a very, very good parent. So even if you have these characters, if you're able to get them to 4 stars, it does increase your green star rate on inherits. And now that we're in Make a New Track, our parenting is going to be a lot better than normal. So this can push you halfway through getting the character naturally through daily shops, or this could push you into getting it 4 stars. All right. Finally, at the very end, we do have the Pisces Cup. I believe it's pushed actually a few days back and maybe March 28th, but we will be getting the Pisces Cup at the end of March. This will be the long track. Notably, we will talk about this, but this will be the Kiddison Black track as far as I know, because she will be releasing about 2 weeks before this, and she will have plenty of time to be built in the Trackblazer scenario. So those are the events we have. Let's talk about the banners. I normally go through all the characters of their releases, but just a quick overview. March 6th, we do have Admire Vega. She is an end closer, and you can build her late surger, and she comes along with the much anticipated Fine Motion and Kawakami Princess banner on the 5th. This banner is, if you are a new player, it is re-rollable, and that means that if you are brand new starting out, you want to just keep re-rolling accounts until you get this card MLB, because it will help you for the entirety of the next year. Kawakami Princess is also kind of decent because it does have 10% raise bonus as well, so it's a very desirable banner. If you have 60,000 carats, feel free to pull on this one, or if you have a few copies and 30,000 carats, your odds of getting an MLB are very good. But again, Fine Motion kind of needs to be MLB to actually be used in Mant without having to sacrifice the race bonus, and if you don't get that, you're losing about 3 months of her actual value. So this is definitely a shard target if you don't actually finish up the Fine Motion pulls. Matakani Tannhauser and Kiddison Black are releasing in the next week. I believe this is the second part of the first anniversary. I believe we're going to be getting some free pulls. That's what I've been told. Half of them, I believe, will be on this Kiddison Black Matakani Tannhauser video banner, and then the other half will be on the Narita Top Road SSR. It is possible that they push all the free pulls onto the SSR, but I highly doubt it, considering they did not do that for Fuku either. So on March 12th, we will be getting these two banners. They will run for 2 weeks. This is the banner that has a Yabe SR. I have a whole video on that one and why you can't really count on it, but it shouldn't be that bad. I believe this is also the start of Make a New Track, because this is the premier speed card. This and Fuku become the two premier speed cards for the scenario itself. The week after that, we just kind of have a couple of okay banners that don't really do much. Marvelous Sunday Guts exists, but is a Guts card and is not the greatest. And Satono Diamond is actually a fairly solid late surger. So if you enjoy backliners, you can pick up Satono Diamond. She also is, she's friends with Kiddison Black, so it's kind of good for lore reasons. ZRR and Curren Chan SSR, they're both very niche cards. This is certainly not, I'm not going to go into the banners too much, but they're both reruns. They're both specifics. One's Curren Chan Sprint and Zeno Rob is for the left-handed, right-handed. That's honestly the only reason why you pick the card. It doesn't have any race bonus is the problem with it, so you won't need her until Grand Live, and by then you may have other cards that are better than her, so that's the issue with it. Measure of Bright will be the final Uma banner, as well as that's about it. I believe that Symboli Rudolph and Sirius Symboli SSR will be pushed into April, as well as the Saiyan Sky and Fuji Kaseki Ballroom. I originally had them on this list because Uma.moe was putting them at the end of March, but according to the schedule, they are not on the Twitter post, which means I believe they probably will be the first banner that is released in the April. So the biggest thing is, like I said, is that Trackblazer and Aquarius Cup with the current schedule should not actually overlap. So hey, I'm happy Aquarius is saved. I warn people at the start of my Aquarius guides that, hey, you need to build 3 Umas that you're happy with running, because who knows what's going to happen with this overlap, and who knows if even if there was overlap, you would actually get them. So for everyone who took my advice, I hope that that has received dividends for you. I am on to building stuff for Pisces, just getting some long parents. So I know, I just needed a quick video. I appreciate those who have tuned in. I am very tired from all of my travels today, so sorry about this. This is not normally the standard content. I will be back to normal tomorrow or the next day, so expect the overview guide for Pisces Cup on the registration day, which is now March 2nd, so I got to get working on that. So the overview video should be done by then, and I like to release it on the day of registration for the previous CM, because that is when you should start thinking about starting to build parents and Umas for the next CM. So thank you for watching. This has been March. We got a lot of good things to look forward to. So take care. Burb out.